Croatia. Well, this guy, he should be an actor, but he's not. He's a shot putter, a mustachioed one at that. Nick Ponzio.
Welcome to another classic episode of No Dunks, live from the Classic Factory and proudly a part of the Athletic Podcast Network. I'm your host today, Trey Kirby. I'm joined by your host on many other days, Jay Skeets.
Hey, I'm not tall enough to host this one, apparently.
Did not meet the minimum height requirement. We've got the Mississauga Mystery Man as well, Taz Mellis.
Oh, so many M's. I wish I was mustachioed as well.
Just like our shot putter out there. And, of course, we've got the man who makes the magic happen, JD. JD, what's up, dog?
Hello. What's
no Lee today. He's on a different continent. We think he's in Egypt. He could be in a different continent, different country at this point, but it's hard to say. Whether you're part of the stream team, though, watching live on YouTube, got a little bit of a late start today. Rainy here in Atlanta. Maybe you're listening to the podcast later on a variety of services. Thank you so much for joining us. Drop a like. Leave a comment, handcraft a 5-star review. We simply crave your engagement here at No Dunks.
We need it.
We need it. We honestly do need it. We didn't do a 5-star Friday, I don't think, in all of June.
Yeah.
We're halfway through July here, so we have a full 5-star Friday kind of podcast coming up. But a bit of a different show here today. Not much news in the NBA world. Apparently, the Lakers' Big Three had a phone call together.
Yeah, sure.
A phone call?
Yeah, they got together on a phone call. Not a FaceTime. Didn't send texts. A straight-up phone call to phone call. I heard it was landlines, actually.
When was the last time you were on just a straight-up phone call?
I think the three of us did a three-way. I thought you were going to ask specifically a three-way because I wonder who did the connection there. Who said
that's
contact?
always complicated.
Because I think the three of us did. There was a possibility of us going to see a concert. Do you remember? It was in Atlanta. It was it was a business concert.
What?
Don't you remember?
What does that mean?
That means it was
Men at Work. We were going to go see Men at Work, yeah.
No. It was a music video, but we were going to go see the shooting of it. Yeah, we're going to go see the shooting
and
of
we
it.
got on a phone call to talk about it?
Yeah, because I couldn't wait for a Slack message, so Jesus. I did the connection.
So
maybe they're not lying, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe they're not lying. Maybe they got a big concert to see. They're in LA after all. A lot of the big acts come through. What else we got in the world out there? The home run derby was fun.
That was a blast.
I have
no
a lot.
puns.
I actually have a lot of thoughts on the home run derby.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna call into No Buns tomorrow.
Oh, you want to hop on a call?
I do.
Unfortunately, though, that's not till tomorrow. We got the All-Star game tonight, though.
Yeah.
Also, don't have an F1 race until this weekend. So, no breaks.
Yeah.
Instead, we're going to rank some NBA players here. In particular, we're going to rank every NBA player in the history of the game who's been 7'4" or taller and has played in at least one regular season NBA game.
Okay.
All right.
A lot of people in the stream team saying, what about Hasheem Thabeet?
Yeah.
What about Arvydas Sabonis? What about somebody who's 7'3.5"? Too short.
Somebody said, what about Thomas Bryant? And then I was like, what? I was like, hold on. I thought Thomas Bryant was like 6'10". Then this person had me concerned he was like 7'2" or something. No, he's 6'10".
He's definitely not 7'4".
No.
I'll tell you that much. So he ain't making the list. I don't know why 7'4" was the cutoff. I feel like I was on Basketball Reference looking up Porzingis stats, most likely. I don't know why. Anyways, messing around with the height settings, you can filter everything out. 13, though, players 7'4" or taller in NBA history.
That's it.
Just 13. I think if you go to 7'3", you're getting a whole bunch more players. Right. We're talking 30 or 40. That's too long of a podcast. But 13, it's perfect. We got some elite players in the mix. We've got some great NBA characters throughout the years. And, of course, we got a couple of cup of coffee sort of guys.
All right.
We'll take a look at their careers.
Okay.
Have a little chat, and then we'll sort them into the standard internet tiers. S is the best, followed by A, B, C, D, and F. Just like in school, keep it super cash. It'll kind of be like a Poppin' Packs sort of remix.
Okay, why is S the best?
Superior.
Yeah, and when did this come about? I feel like this wasn't around 10 years ago, and then suddenly we had this S tier.
Man.
Is it like a Japanese thing or something, like a video game thing?
It's definitely involved with video games.
Okay.
It's definitely somehow involved with Japan as well.
Yeah.
But basically, if you see people on the internet ranking things, it's going to be in these tiers.
No,
so we're
I
hopping
know.
on board as well. We'll go through alphabetic order here through these 13 players because it kind of works out nice to get some lesser names, some notable names throughout the years. So let's get started. Our first name, a big name, of course, on the list of 7'4" or taller players. A Torontonian, in fact.
Oh.
Simbular.
Yeah.
Simbular.
He didn't play that many games.
So
Not that many games.
We're in the F category.
You're throwing him in the F tier right away.
I just want to know. Or we're placing it.
We're
doing it. Oh,
we're gonna rank them. We'll build the tiers. We'll review the tiers at the end of the show. So we just kind of get a Simbular thoughts out here.
Yeah. See, listen. I said F because.
Well, you're probably right.
Well, yeah, I mean he barely played.
Yeah.
But
How many games
being
did
a
he
Mississaugan
play?
Myself, he's from Toronto, but I think we like to claim him from the suburb of Mississauga.
Oh, really?
So how many games did he play?
5?
Under.
Oh my god.
3 games, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But a career PER of 44.3.
Oh, so he scored, got
Garbage
a
time.
rebound, a block.
People forget Simbular was a bucket.
Right.
He was a bucket.
Well, 1 for 2. He was a bucket.
Okay.
Literally a bucket. 1 for 2. No free throws. Did have an assist. Did have a rebound. Did have a block. I would hope so. He's listed at 7'5", 360 pounds.
Oh, yeah, he's a big guy.
One of our biggest, for sure.
And a brother who was NBA adjacent, Tanvir. Right? He was close, but he didn't make it. I don't think.
I don't think there's a Tanvir Bular page on
basketball reference. But he was a Sacramento King for a cup of coffee. Right?
Yeah.
So
that's exactly right.
He was a Vivek Ranadive signing ish. Wanted Sim to be there. Indo-Canadian, I believe, Indian-Canadian. Didn't get there.
He played like FIBA ball, I remember.
FIBA ball? I think he probably still shows up
I
as
think
well.
so,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I think that's right. But
One thing I do remember about Simbular, you're seeing his basketball reference page here.
Oh,
50% effective field goal percentage. You gotta love that if you're Nate Duncan. But for me, Simbular, I remember somebody had a tweet like once Summer League was starting up, somebody was like, who's the biggest player you've ever seen at Summer League just walking around? And I think the question was pitched more like, who's the biggest name you've seen? But for me, I was instantly like Simbular because we saw him walking through the casino.
Right.
That's a big dude to see walking through a casino.
I thought, was he walking? I thought, maybe this is my bad recollection, but I thought he was sitting at a blackjack table, and he would still be the biggest.
You can't tell.
He was trying. He was hanging out with another Canadian thing. He was hanging out with Anthony Bennett. Wow,
What a gruesome twosome.
Yeah, he was huge. I'm surprised he kind of scored 1 buck. He did do some summer league. Maybe I'm thinking of the summer league.
well, yeah,
scoring.
and he played for the Raps 905, the G League team.
Yeah.
Win a title?
I don't know.
He might have.
I don't know.
He's a champ.
You're saying we should bump him up to the D tier here? I kind of think F is right, unfortunately. I mean, he didn't do a ton in the league, but a notable name, at least if you were, I guess that would have been our first summer league. He was drafted, or he made his NBA debut in the 14-15 season,
Right.
so 2014 summer league would have been our first summer league.
And a great nickname there.
What's that?
Sim City.
Oh, Sim City is good.
You want to talk video games? That's good. That's good.
Sim City, an S tier video game? Probably more like an A.
Come
for
on,
me.
dog. Yeah.
Sim City 2000, though. That's a
pretty
different
good.
story.
That's a good one.
Hey, is Brampton the same as Mississauga?
No.
Okay, because they're claiming him in Brampton that he grew
yeah.
up to. I just want to get it. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Mississauga.
He's probably from Brampton,
Okay.
but everybody claims everybody.
Okay.
All right, Sim's going in the F tier unless you
Okay.
guys have any debate on that one. Our next name, alphabetically, big name here. Big guy. Manute Bol.
Okay, here we go.
One of the great 7'4" or taller players in NBA history. Of course, Manute Bol stands 7'7", a whopping 200 pounds for Manute Bol, one of the tallest, skinniest guys out there. And look at his list of nicknames on Basketball Reference. Ron Chegg, Newt, Iron Bull, the Dinka Dunker, Minutiae, The Project, Newt Blockney.
What?
Rudy, the human pencil in sneakers.
I've never heard any of these.
Yeah, same. He's obviously a son in the NBA now. Bol, as you see there, a 2-time block champion. He made the all-defense team in 85-86. Played for a few teams, the Bullets, the Warriors, the Sixers, and then he bounced around at the end there with the Heat. and the Warriors again, and the Sixers again, and the Bullets again. They just like bringing back Manute Bol. He's a fun guy to have around.
Sure.
For me, I guess you probably remember him mostly as a Bullet for that picture with Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got a great 6 3-pointer game you can find on YouTube. 5 blocks his rookie year. I guess people were probably just trying to dunk on him the entire time, and it wasn't happening. But Manute Bol is one of those great NBA characters, much like Muggsy Bogues. So I feel like he's going to actually rank pretty high on our list here.
Yeah, I think this is going to be difficult. It's like, how high do we rank him? Like, because I was thinking about this heading in. He's good.
Yep.
So obviously there's better players on our list, more talented players. Mm-hmm. So he can't be. He's not S tier. But how much lower is he than that? I don't know. It's tough.
It's unbelievable that just, being a basketball fan, sort of at the end of his time and just hearing all the lore about Manute Bol, understanding how many points he scored, like truly understanding how few poin's he scored.
You just sort of think that
he'd think he'd be around a basket. Trey just said he had a 6 3-point game.
Yeah.
He had he's just got some weird season lines where
it is honestly crazy.
A career 2.6 points per game. 2.6 points per game, but he led the league in blocks a couple times.
Yeah.
He had a ton. He was leading the league in blocks with 5 and 4.3, and then a lot of respectable ones. He just wasn't great offensively at all. Wasn't good offensively at all.
No.
I mean, he couldn't do much.
Would it be better in today's NBA? He would get to shoot more threes, at least. They would say shoot him every single time. I mean, the stat is crazy. 3.3 blocks per game in his career and 2.6 assists or points per game in his career. He's blocking 3 times as many shots as he's making per game.
Yeah.
Then you look at like his game highs on Basketball Reference. In his first 6 seasons, he had a double-digit block game in every single one of these. 15 in his rookie year, 15, 10, 12, 13, 10. I don't think he's reaching S tier, but for me, with regards to guys who are 7'4" and taller, I'm going A tier for Manute Bol just because I think when you talk about a tall NBA player, he's the first guy that comes to mind.
I got to go A too. I think I've been sort of colored here by his, the history, the photo with Muggsy Bogues, but on the court, I think more about his history, more about these wild stats. The fact that he's the only guy to have more blocks than points in the history of the NBA. There's one person to have more blocks than points in the history of the NBA. Yeah, it is unique that there's like multiple years where he had single-digit 3-pointers attempted for an entire season. And then he had some seasons where he was just firing away somewhat. I mean, not firing away, but
relatively speaking.
Yeah. It's Manute Bol. So he's just unique. Before Chet Holmgren and Pokashevsky came around, he was the tall, skinny guy.
Yeah.
Close to under 200 pounds at 7 feet. There's now only 2 in NBA history that are under 200 pounds and 7 feet, and they're on the OKC Thunder. So, he's very unique for his time. So, I'm going A tier.
Can we put someone in a particular tier and then, as we move on, move them around?
I think that's fair. I think once we get to the recap portion, we'll take a look at our tiers and be like, that doesn't make sense. You're thinking B tier.
I'm thinking B right now,
Bol.
but you guys can put him in A, and we can then debate when we get everybody in there and we take a look at it. I mean, do you think, first off, how tall, I should say, is his son? How's Bol? 7'2"? He's got to be 7'2"?
Bol 7'2", 220 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then will Bol have a better career than Manute Bol? I mean, it's not off to an incredible start.
Let's see his stats. 2.7 points per game, 0.3 blocks.
Yeah.
Step your blocks up is what I would say.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the league a decade.
He played over 600 games.
It's wild to see. His career high in points was 3.9 points per game.
What a photo.
The photo with him and Muggsy is just amazing. If you're watching on YouTube right now, that's just phenomenal.
Do you think they're wearing the same socks?
Wow, that's wait, why would they be tall on Manute and short on Muggsy?
It's great.
I think you got your socks all.
But hold on here. Like, I mean, how big were Manute Bol's feet and how big were Muggsy Bogues' feet? I'm I'm going to say it's not as vast of difference as their heights, of course. Like, it's going to be sizes.
Yeah, I agree
but
with
it's
you on
not
that one.
crazy. I bet it's not.
You can see Muggsy's socks are a little scrunched up.
Well, that's why I thought maybe they're the same size.
So you're thinking Muggsy's are thigh highs if you were to.
Well, this is this is the 80s.
Yeah.
They had different sock sizes, I'm sure, but not
that many.
Not that many.
They were tubular.
The Bullets were
They're
sort
more
of cheap
tubes.
franchise, weren't they?
Those shoes are cheap too. Look at Manute's right foot there.
Yeah.
It's pronating like crazy.
Yeah.
Need some support.
According
Rest
to a
in
quick internet research here, Muggsy Bogues wore an 8.5, and Manute Bol wore a 16.5 shoe-wise.
Okay, well that's
That's according to shoereference.com.
That's a tiny foot for Manute Bol.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Hey, let the man. It's okay. You can be tall and have small feet. It just makes your ankles look elegant.
Yeah.
Is the word for it. So let's say
Okay, put him in A. Put him in A.
provisional A tier right now for Manute Bol. We'll obviously
it's a little
circle
high.
back a little bit later. Our next player up on the list alphabetically, another notable name, Shawn Bradley. 7'6" tall, 235 pounds. The number 2 draft pick to the Philadelphia 76ers. He was 7'6". He was drafted by the 76ers. So shout out to Shawn Bradley for actually wearing number 76. What a nice touch. Made the all-rookie team as a rookie. I don't know that I would have actually remembered that. Led the league in blocks in 96, 97. And as you see here, scored a little bit more than Manute Bol. 8 points per game for his career. 2.5 blocks. So what are we thinking about Shawn Bradley? He's right up there for me for first names you think of when you're talking about super tall dudes in the NBA.
Storm and Mormon. See, this is why I thought maybe having Manute Bol in the A tier was a little too high for him, because Shawn Bradley was a better player than Manute Bol. He was.
No doubt. He was a better player.
But then Shawn Bradley is far from an S tier type of guy.
Also true.
So that's why he has to be above Manute Bol. So wherever tiers they are, he has to be one above them. So I guess I'm leaning towards A tier. Do you think he was talked into being number 76 for the 76ers?
Yeah.
Like that was a marketing play.
Totally.
And that, because he never wore it for the rest of his career. Yeah, so they just demanded that he wear it.
Yeah, switched to 45 with the Nets, and then 44 for the rest of his career after that with Dallas. So yeah, I think 100% they're like, it's the only number we got left. It works perfect for you, actually.
But it was like we're gonna the photos are gonna look great. We're gonna sell so many tickets. People are gonna be so interested to see you. You're obviously a high draft pick. Anyway.
People are gonna love that jersey. People are gonna just want the jersey of the tallest, skinniest guy we've got around.
In all honesty, he had seasons where he's averaging 13 and 8 with leading the league in blocks. Of course, that's good. That's really good. He had a very, very long career. So he's above Manute Bol. So I guess I have him as in the A tier right now.
I hear what you're saying, that you want to put him above Manute Bol. He was a better player. I hear what you're saying. But the name recognition for Manute Bol, the body type, I think elevates him, even if they're in the same.
Shawn Bradley was in Space Jam.
Shawn Bradley was in Space
Come
Jam.
on, man.
That actually helps.
Yeah, you forgot about him in Space Jam. Listen,
perfect timing for him.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. I don't know if he was talked into wearing 76. I think maybe he, like a dunker at the beginning of his career, he's like, I want to be known for being 7'6", and then afterwards you're sort of like Zach LaVine, like I want to be known for being a basketball player. So maybe he changed it up. But anyway, he was a talented dude. I think history doesn't treat him as well as Manute Bol, for instance, because you think of Tracy McGrady dunking on him. That's one of the memories I have of Shawn Bradley. But just a good dude. I think everybody loved being his teammate. Sort of the same length of career, pretty close, anyways. 12 years to Manute Bol. Better offensively, blocked a ton of shots, so he should be above him. But I think I would put him in the same category. And an accident afterwards, a terrible accident while he was riding a bike. It's on SI.com. Great article there. He was paralyzed after his career, riding his bike in Utah, the Storm and Mormon, unfortunately. So that was a very, very tough read. I read that recently. Good dude, though. And, he's got to be up there. in terms of the giants in this game, for sure. Whether it's A, whether it's S, where are you putting them?
You make some good points, Skeets. I do feel like Manute Bol and Shawn Bradley are in the same tier, wherever they may be. And to me, Shawn Bradley doesn't necessarily reach A tier. I feel like Manute Bol has more of a cultural impact.
Yeah.
He supposedly invented the phrase "my bad," which is incredible. Like, instead of saying "my fault,"
true.
I started saying "my bad." Now everybody says that.
Maybe because his
Manute Bol, my bad.
Because his English was limited, maybe.
But he gets the credit for that. That being said, I'm willing to bump Manute Bol down one tier to B tier. I think that Bradley and Bol are in the B tier.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want them both in the same tier.
I think they're in the same tier because I got Manute Bol as cooler, but I got Shawn Bradley as better.
Yeah.
So they join right there.
Okay.
They join right there in the B tier. Maybe I'm going.
The stream team's weighing in here as well.
They're
looking ahead too at other names, but
yeah, don't jump the gun.
yeah, exactly.
Got a lot of big fellas to talk about, including this next alphabetically, a 7'4", 275-pound gentleman, Mark Eaton, a one-time All-Star, 4-time block champ, 5-time All-Defense, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, drafted in the 5th round and then the 4th round. In different drafts. Very strange to me. Drafted in 1979 and also drafted in 1982. I think he was like a mechanic or something like that when he was discovered by UCLA. Like, can you imagine a 7'4" guy working on your car? You show up. Sorry, I gotta get my tires changed. It's the tallest guy you've ever seen, just carrying a tire around.
I mean, it would actually be when they put the car up, like at the auto shop, like that would be good for him.
Every mechanic shop should probably have a 7'4" guy.
Yeah.
Easy to reach the pans.
Yeah. But you're right, that other stuff,
Yeah.
like at least sliding under the car. Oh yeah, could even fit. Could Mark even fit under a normal car?
I'll tell you what, he definitely wasn't the guy who would like drive the car from the back lot into the thing, because like there's no way he's fitting in your front seat, or if he does, he may have broken it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. He's always putting the seat back every time you get in. You're like, oh god.
Yep.
Okay, but he was good.
He was good. 6 points per game for his career, 3.5 blocks per game, topping out in the 84-85 season, 5.6 blocks per game. This was literally the era of we're finding the biggest guy we can.
Yeah.
We're going to station him near the rim, and good luck trying to score around him because nobody had figured out how to shoot from farther than 18 feet away at that point. But shout out to the Jazz. They hit on this strategy in the 1980s, and they're like, we're just going to keep doing it for the next 30 or 40 years. They tried it with Ostertag. It didn't work out. But pretty good stuff for Rudy Gobert. Maybe they'll get Victor Wembanyama eventually in the future. Mark Eaton. Culturally, he's definitely behind Manute Bol and Shawn Bradley to me. So I'm probably, but I don't know. He's probably a better player than both of those guys.
He was an all-star.
Yeah.
This is the problem. He's a little bit before our time too.
Yep.
Mark Eaton is, like when we were like really, really getting into the NBA. But yeah, to make an all-star team, to do all the accolades, to have a very long career. I think he's a motivational speaker now too. It'd be fun to go see him.
He just recently passed away last year.
Goodness. I didn't know that.
Yep.
This is sad. All these
sudden,
big guys are gone. It was sudden, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, he was. He's better. He's better than those guys. Career-wise.
Career-wise,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, you ask a lot of like casual NBA fans who he is. Are they going to be able to like pull the name? Like what team he played for? I don't know.
I think being a one-team player certainly helps. He's a Jazz legend, you know?
Yeah.
That's definitely... If you know the Jazz in the 80s and 90s, you got to know Mark Eaton, probably number 3 after Stockton and Malone. Unfortunately, I guess, for him, I guess you would say, is that the Jazz went further as soon as he retired from the team, and, you know, they were able to grab Greg Ostertag and just went to the NBA Finals a couple of times. But Mark Eaton, honestly, I'm kind of feeling B tier for him as well. I think he's right there with Bol and Bradley because he's such a better player than both of those. Maybe I'm just being a little stingy with the A tier here, though.
Yeah, it's all right. We can rejumble a little bit later on. But he had his role, and he played it extremely well. Those numbers, as you said, Skeets, we got into the game a little later. It's hard to wrap your head around guys blocking shots like 4 and 5 blocks per game.
Yeah. Because now what leads the league? Like
3
you're
would be
laughing
great.
if you get to 3, yeah.
Yeah. But he was very, very, very good in his role. But yeah, culturally... Yeah, unless you're a Jazz fan, I think he falls behind both those guys, I would say. Yeah.
Leader in blocks per game this year, Jaren Jackson Jr., 2.3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost 3 times as many blocks per game for Mark Eaton back in the day.
Underrated part, too, having a look at his basketball reference page, for a guy his size, 7'4", just a giant of a dude. When we get to these guys that are huge, I mean, like, injury always is a concern. Like, because just pure size of them and the amount of weight on their legs and stuff like that and moving around in a very mobile game. He played 81 games in his rookie season. 82, 82, 80, 79, 82, 82, 82, 80, 81, and then in his final season, 64 games there in 92, 93 for the Jazz. How many? That's like he missed like a handful of games.
That's not bad.
In basically a 10-year career. For a guy that big, that is incredible. So, I'm high on Mark Eaton. I'm an A-list, an A tier.
A-list Eaton.
Yep.
Yeah, he was. I guess he was a young player. He had young legs because he got into the NBA pretty late. He was 26, I think, just looking at that. So maybe his legs stayed young. You know those dumb questions on Google. You know, you start putting a word in and it populates some dumb question. At least for Mark Eaton, this one makes sense. Why was Mark Eaton drafted twice? That was the first thing that popped up. He re-entered the draft. He wanted to go back to play college basketball and develop his game. And it worked. It worked really, really well. So he was redrafted after high school.
So the crazy part about that is that the Suns, who you said drafted him first, like they don't get to keep his draft right. So like, nah, I don't want to play for you. I'm going back to school.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen now because you can get paid right away. But it was different back then. I guess working on a car paid well back then.
Oh, yeah.
They're breaking down all the time. That's great. Terrible components. All right, A tier for Mark Eaton. I guess he was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Those are major awards.
Those are major
and
awards.
An All-Star.
First All-Star we got here.
First All-Star we got. Okay.
He averaged 10, 11 rebounds per game, and then you said almost 6 blocks per game. That's a crazy stat line.
That's good.
So
I saw he had 4 triple-doubles in a season. I'm assuming it's all
blocks.
Yeah, because he definitely had double-digit block games. All right, Mark Eaton. All right, Mark Eaton. More like Mark A tier.
Nice.
All right, our first current player. I think current player. He was definitely at Summer League. He played in the NBA last year, but we'll see how much longer he sticks around. Taco Fall, 7'6". On the ruler, 311 pounds on the scale, rocking 99 everywhere he goes. 37 games in his career so far for Taco Fall. You know, he's averaging 0.8 blocks per game, 2.2 points per game.
But what about his per 36 minutes?
You want to check his per 36?
They're looking good.
All right, per 36, 12.9 points per game and 4.7 blocks per game. So if he could get to 36 minutes, we're talking Eaton numbers. Yeah, we're talking Eaton numbers. He's definitely more in the notable names list.
Yes.
I think the notable players list. I'll start the bidding at C tier, and honestly, you can talk me down from here.
I'll talk you down to a D. What has he done? What is he going to do? He's got a great name. Seems like he's a great personality.
Yeah.
But, I don't see a long career for Taco Fall here. So.
Every team needs somebody to guard the inbounder on the last play of the game.
That's true.
That seems to be his specialty right now. They're like, sorry, they're going to try and throw an alley-oop. Go stand by the inbounder.
Yeah.
Born too late, Taco Fall.
That's probably true.
A decade earlier, things would be different,
Probably.
but the game's a little too quick for him. It doesn't work out for him because he's a skilled guy, and every time you see him on the floor, he is pretty skilled. Is there any other memory? There's a couple memories of Taco Fall doing.
He had like
stuff.
a crossover.
The crossover, yeah. I guess that's
like
what I'm
2 seasons
thinking
ago,
of.
I
The
think.
number one memory for me with Taco Fall is literally was it a playoff game that he was sitting in front of a short woman and they gave her like some padding to like lift her up behind him?
Yes.
That was recent. I think it was in this last playoff or this season.
He was a Cavalier.
Yeah.
So they would have had at least a
Playoff
play-in
game.
game, right?
Well, but he was
play-in,
in
yeah.
the crowd.
Oh, he's just hanging out.
Yeah, he was like a fan. I think he does. Maybe I think he is like probably like a good ambassador for the league. I feel like he's sort of like leaning into that role. I don't know. Yeah, look where that was. He was definitely sitting baseline. He wasn't on the bench.
Celtics.
So he was just out of basketball.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
7'6". I thought he was a 7'7" guy too. I don't know why, but 7'6". Yeah, on the ruler, as you said. You don't hear that too often. 7'6" on the ruler.
Well, what do they call that? What, measuring stick? I guess if you go and get a physical, what is that thing? It is a very tall ruler. Yeah, but here's Taco Fall sitting in front of a much shorter woman during a Milwaukee Bucks Boston Celtics game. I assume still a pretty big legend for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
where he got his start there.
That's what I think. He's beloved.
Beloved for sure.
Yeah.
That was this season. It appears to be.
Oh my God! You imagine?
You'd be so mad.
Yeah, that's like basically like, getting the cheap baseball seat that's right behind the foul pole, or like a concrete support beam.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, like he's a human equivalent of one of those things. So, but I do remember them giving her some padding. I don't think it helped much.
Like, quick shout out though. I like this guy here. He's like,
yeah, looks like Todd.
You guys got a bit of a Todd look, for sure. All right.
Oh yeah, see, she's sitting on the stuff there.
Yeah, she wasn't too upset about it. Did the Celtics win this game? Game 5?
Game 5, or did they go down?
That was the one they lost.
Yeah,
at home,
they
right?
did.
They went down 3-2.
That's a great
awesome
photo. I've
picture.
seen that one.
All right, so Taco hanging in the D.
I'm going D.
hang out.
I'm going
D.
D.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, next, probably my favorite name to say on this list, an Illinois boy from back in the day, standing 7'4" on the ruler, 325 pounds.
Oh, that's big.
On the scale, Priest Lauderdale.
Oh, there it is.
Good name.
Priest Lauderdale, what a great name. 74 games in the NBA, averaged 3.4 points per game. Always love to check out the blocks. 0.4 blocks per game. Had a season with the Hawks. Had a season with the Denver Nuggets. I always like to say that Priest Lauderdale wore the biggest shorts in NBA history.
TJ Ford would like to have a word.
Yeah,
about
see,
that.
that's the thing to me, is that TJ Ford's shorts are probably the same like size short that Priest Lauderdale wore, because he was there in like the baggiest era of the NBA and being one of the tallest guys. That's a lot of fabric.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of fabric. But, Priest Lauderdale, not that many notable moments in the NBA.
I couldn't tell you one Priest Lauderdale, like, highlight or even low light of him playing.
Yeah, certainly
Do you
not.
have anything?
That was the first thing I had heard about him. Priest Lauderdale wore the same shorts as TJ Ford.
Probably, yeah.
And the same socks as Muggsy Bogues and Manute Bol. No, I do not remember.
I didn't even remember he played a season for the Nuggets, like after the
Same,
Hawks. I had
yeah.
no clue about that. I just remember him in a Hawks jersey, see him as a number 1 or first round pick. It was like late in the first round, I think, and that's it. And he's like, what's with all these big guys having cool names though? There's a lot of great Taco.
That's his name. Priest Lauderdale was his name.
Like Manute's
That's the name they gave him. Apparently.
Yeah, maybe they thought he would grow up in the church or something like that, but
Nope.
apparently not.
Size of a church.
Yeah, shout out Priest Lauderdale. There was Priest Holmes back in the day as well. That was a good name.
So hold on, he's from
Right, Priest
Chicago.
Holmes.
Like, do you remember? Like, wow, this guy.
No.
No.
No, I mean, Priest Lauderdale, I think the big name back when Priest Lauderdale was in high school would be like Rashard Griffith, who was another barely had a little cup of coffee. Thomas King, I think, was another big guy back in the day. But Priest Lauderdale, I mean, he's between D tier and F tier.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
We're thinking more of a D or an F. 37 games, so certainly he's played, or 74 games, sorry. So he's played a little bit more than Taco has. Certainly more than Simbular, our only F tier member thus far.
I guess I'm fine with D, but I would go. I mean, whatever.
You want to throw? You
No,
want
I
to throw it in the F,
I
man?
don't. I mean,
Is there a W? Whatever category.
where do you want to put him?
Yeah, he got around the globe. He's a real Lee Ellis. He played everywhere. He played so many teams besides the NBA. I can't even count that high. It's like double digits.
Okay.
So I'll throw him in D's. He's a worldly man.
He's flying. He's not flying first class when he's taking these flights either.
No.
Maybe he's
Certainly
getting
not.
the exit row. God, you would
When
hope
he's
so.
playing for Sabamer Kavzin and Al Nasir and the Shandong Lions, the Myram Turan, BC Kurnamerets. He's a Bulgarian citizen. Does a lot. out there.
Hypothetical. Okay, hear me out on this. You're flying from Atlanta to
Priest Fort Lauderdale. No.
You're flying from Atlanta. You're going to Greece. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to Athens.
He played in Greece.
There you go. So it's a long flight, is what I'm getting at here. It's overnight. Let's say you are in the exit row.
Mm-hmm.
Priest Lauderdale walks up to you, or a man of his size, 7'4". Like you would in a plane. He is like bent over. He's hunched over because otherwise head hitting the top of the plane. And he says, "Hey man, I'm 2 rows behind you. It's the same thing. It's an aisle.
It's an aisle.
Can we swap? Because and he just goes like this. And he goes like
just-
this, like he's in the plane, right? And he asks you that.
Goes like
What are you saying?
I am saying, you, sir. What do you do for your profession?
Okay.
Are you going to play basketball in Greece?
Yeah.
I will take a couple free tickets in exchange.
Okay,
for
so you
this
want
seat.
something? That's good.
Let's
That's
barter.
good. That's good. Gonna barter right
You gotta
there
barter.
at 8 o'clock at night here on our
Well,
transatlantic
he needs to
flight.
get to bed. He needs his rest. He needs his shut-eye. I don't.
Okay, so you're doing it, but you'd like
I
a
would
little
say-
something in exchange.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay,
back
that's
in
good.
currently like a current plane. I think there's enough room.
Plane.
What do you
most
mean
current
enough
planes-
room? For who? Him?
No, not for him.
Oh,
for me. I'm thinking about myself. I would say back in when he played, you could be knee to. I mean, it happens on different planes. Knee to seat, even as me, regular sized person.
Same.
But now I think there's enough room even in the crappy seats for me. So I'd be okay with it.
Okay.
You're swapping?
Yeah, but could he perform the duties that you are required to perform when you're sitting in the exit row?
I'd have to ask. I'd have to get a
I
verbal
mean-
yes.
A verbal.
How do you get
He
by
may not
him?
be able to.
He
Yeah.
has to open the door and help escort people out.
But he could be like a ladder.
Oh, that's true.
He could.
He could. Yeah,
He could
just,
be the slide.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Glad I asked.
D.
D.
You maybe get
On
bumped
that
up.
note, D. Yeah.
All right, I like that. Yeah, he's up into the D because he would be very helpful in an exit row, I suppose. But let me tell you, if I'm flying Spirit or Frontier and I had to pay for that exit row, you got to pay me, priest.
Okay.
Put that money in my palm.
All right.
I think we got our first S tier member. Our first Hall of Famer, 7'6", 310 pounds, from China, Yao Ming. Hall of Famer,
Block.
8-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, made the All-Rookie team his rookie year, 2002, 2003. Only 8 years in the NBA
Yeah.
for Yao Ming.
Less than 500 games.
Yeah, exactly right. 486 games. As you see there, 19 points per game. He was hitting the glass, 9 rebounds per game, almost 2 blocks per game in his career. Only 20% from 3. I guess I would have just thought more. Like, not like he was taking a lot, but he had a nice little jumper.
He had a good-looking
Great
shot,
passer.
yeah.
Yeah. People say it would be better if he played in today's NBA. The NBA is a lot faster now, even than when Yao played a decade ago. But, man, it would have been awesome to see him actually like get to play through his 30s.
Yeah.
He is S tier, no doubt, because of all the accolades, incredible numbers, even though it was a short career. But, like, isn't Shaq on record saying, like, he was, like, the toughest guy to play?
Yeah.
It's like that was the toughest guy I ever played.
That was an awesome matchup. They had like their first on Christmas Day, right?
Yeah.
Yao versus Shaq.
So
Very cool.
For
Couple of
that
giants.
reason alone, when you got Big Diesel saying that, yeah, he was as the number 1 pick to a lot of like, of course, hype, but then people like ready to like, oh, this guy will be a bust. Like he won't be able to hang in the NBA, and like to put up like an awesome career where he's averaging basically 20 and 10 for his entire career. Didn't have a lot of playoff success, but he's good.
True.
He's good.
That was unfortunately true for the Houston Rockets
Yeah.
back in the day. 52.5% from the field. Great passer from the elbows.
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch and very funny off the court. And you still see a ton of pictures like to this day of Yao just doing things with normal sized people, and it always looks hilarious. I feel like there might even be a Twitter account that's like Yao Ming doing things or something along those lines.
I remember one of my favorite photos when I was blogging for Ball Don't Lie was like Yao Ming running on a track, and he had his shirt off, and like there's other people running, and it just looks hilariously photoshopped. Like it's like doesn't look real because the size of him, and just him running even on a track is a weird visual. All the photos. I mean, even photos of him beside Shaq.
Oh yeah.
And then Shaq looks like not a child, but he looks like a normal human.
He looks like he's 6'10" or something like that.
So S tier.
Yeah, easy S. I do believe.
Easy yes. I know there were some people who had a problem with him being in the Hall
of Fame, yeah.
because he did only play 8 seasons.
Yep.
But the cultural impact that he had, the fact that he came in and, as we've said, he proved everybody right as a number 1 pick. He had incredible touch. He was so fun to watch. He was so ridiculously hard to play against. Yeah, his knees didn't do him justice to play into his 30s.
There it is.
But he...
Like, come on.
These women jogging in the background are like up to his chest. Maybe.
Now, is there a little Lord of Rings, depth perception going on because he's closer to us here in the lens? Like, yeah, a little bit, but
Not a ton.
His legs look like the size of them. You know what I mean? Like, they look just like one leg.
That's amazing.
I like how he's going the other way, too.
Yeah, that part's important.
NBA socks, basketball shoes on the court, just to make it legit.
Yeah.
Practice how you play.
That's
so
good. He got out of the NBA at a good time. He wasn't too injured. He could still move around. He was ridiculously good. Yeah, he only made the second round that one time.
I was just looking at that. He only played in 28 playoff games?
It was the Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming Rockets that didn't advance, but he got there that one time. They had that crazy win streak that one time. Nate Robinson blocked him that one time. I remember that. That was pretty wild. He's towering over Shaq.
That's nuts.
Shaq looks like he's a shooting guard.
Yes.
Right? Like, that looks like the normal height difference from Shaq to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Or something
and
like
now
that.
I think I'm speaking for everybody here. We haven't been around Yao Ming ever, like at NBA TV or like at one of these All-Star Weekend events stuff. But like we have, of course, been around Shaq and done stuff with him. And it's like, I am trying to wrap my head around knowing how
hard.
Big Shaq is.
It is hard.
And then like there's another man that's like feels like twice the size of Shaq. It's wild.
That's incredible.
You could hear Yao saying to Shaq, "Don't be like a baby." 'Cause where is that quote from? Because that's an old basketball
Oh
Jones
my God, yeah.
audio.
Like a baby.
He said it in a commercial. It's a quote from Yao.
I think it was a commercial. I think
where
it was.
he's saying,
Don't be like a
baby. I can see him saying it to Shaq. Shaq always said, like, Yao was tough to play against, but he also would say Bryant Reeves. Bryant Big Country Reeves would always get him. Big Country Reeves isn't going to make this list. He wasn't big enough.
Shaq just hated it when he like lined up for the tip. He's like, God damn it, this guy's bigger than
Somebody
me. Let's
bigger
get
than
to
me?"
actually like try here today.
No, I think he hated a guy who could shoot because he could push guys around. But as soon as somebody stepped up to the free throw line, like Rick Smits, screw this guy. I don't want to play against him.
Ooh, Rick Smits. We could look forward to him on this list. He's 7'4" plus.
What a teaser. Rick Smits coming up later. Stick around for the Rick Smits discussion.
Okay, so Yao is S tier.
Easy S for Yao. Easy S. The most skilled and best huge dude ever in the NBA. I think that's a pretty easy call. Another notable name, 7'7", 303 pounds, out of Romania. Number 77, George Murasov.
Oh, yeah. Most improved, yeah.
Most improved in 95, 96. Gita, his nickname. And they're going to say that his nickname is My Giant because he starred in the
good movie,
legendary movie with Billy Crystal, of course. But yeah, George Murasov, 307 career games, 9.8 points per game, a block and a half. Great percentages from the field. Led the league in field goal percentage with Shaq in his prime. That's pretty impressive. I think George Murasov actually was pretty solid at guarding Shaq as well. A big dude. Kind of hard to figure out exactly where you're going to put him on the lists here because he's a name that you like. He's a name I like. He's a name you like. Not only was he in My Giant, they also had remember they had like when Michael Jordan cologne was out, they came out with a Snickers commercial for George Murasov cologne.
Very funny.
Smells like cabbage. That's what they said back in the day. So I don't know. I'll open the bidding with a C tier for George here.
I don't mind it. Not a long career.
No,
but a notable one.
6 seasons.
Yeah, 6. I mean, he played for just the two teams there, mainly the Bullets, and then a little bit, basically one season, really, not even half a season with when you combine it all together with the Nets. I like a C tier. I do. I mean, again, culturally, very important, very big, popular.
Big.
But NBA wise, what he was doing out there, I guess
was he
14
doing
and
out
10
there?
is no joke.
Yeah, that's a good
and leading the
season.
league, like you said, in field goal percentage, like, as you should at that size. But yeah, like C. What do you think, Tass?
Yeah, he crossed over with Manute Bol on the Bullets too. They had two giants
They were on the
same team?
that one season. Yeah, Bol didn't play much that
Wow.
that 1 year. So that's crazy. I love the fact that we got a guy, rocking his 77 on his chest. I like that.
You think they talked him into it?
No, I don't think they talked him into it. I think
It was his
that was
idea?
his idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
After he saw Shawn Bradley doing it, it's like, this is what us big guys do, or he's just got that sense of humor, and that's why Billy Crystal is so interesting.
Yeah, I think the latter, honestly.
He was before. I think he was just before,
Was he?
or at the same time. Him and Shawn Bradley.
Same year, 93, 94?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow, what a year to be tall.
93 draft, both those guys. I mean, he went really late.
They probably did it in the draft room. Like, hey, you want to wear 76? I'll wear 77. That's funny. Little tag team. Yeah, your game, Murasan. I got him in the B tier. Gentle giant. One of most improved. Going to B for me. Yeah, he's an iconic player. It's sort of like Manute Bol. Screams 90s. Screams. Yeah.
Yeah, where did
Guys who
we
accomplished.
decide on Manute Bol?
Bol and Bradley are in the B tier right now.
Man, is Mir.
He is the third member of that big three.
Yeah.
I do think.
Yeah.
But B feels high to me.
Same
for,
here.
For
I like
George.
C. I like C.
We're gonna roll with C here,
Okay.
unless some points are made.
That's fine.
What's his? Okay, here's honestly, what's his best highlight? Most notable on-court highlight.
He blocked a guy. No, I don't know.
I can't really think of one.
Guarantee he blocked a guy.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But I think injuries.
You make a good point.
Injuries hurt him. I kind
yeah.
of have him skill set wise. I'm kind of putting him in the same category as. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe not the same skill set as Shawn Bradley, but a 14 and 10, as we said.
Oh, yeah.
That's a higher number than Shawn Bradley ever hit points per game,
Yeah,
right? 14.
That's true. I think it's
not much,
the
but yeah.
Bullets must have been like pretty ecstatic with what he gave them. Like I bet they just took like the ultimate flyer on him. They're like, oh, this guy from Romania is 7'7".
He's huge.
So it's
Yeah.
like whatever. We'll draft him near the end of the draft, like whatever he went, probably late second round or whatever. And yeah, then he improved, won an award, put up decent numbers, and then a guy that size. Again, I go back to Eaton actually playing so many games. Like, this is what happens with these guys.
Exactly.
It's
Every
like
guy's been
knee,
injuries.
foot, something, because they're just giants. So,
only went-
man, I'm starting to talk myself into putting him with that big group in the Bs.
Look, let's do it.
Okay.
I think let's do it because, like Ryan is saying here in the stream team, B- or C+. We don't have the minuses or plus
Right,
here, but he
right.
can definitely be a B-. So I'm willing to bump him up as long as we get
Nice.
some. We need to have somebody in every tier, though. I will say that.
It has to
If we
look
don't,
cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
If we don't have a C tier, we won't know who's the average guy.
Oh, right.
Maybe this is the average
Okay,
guy.
okay.
Oh, here we
Maybe
go.
this is the average guy. 7'5", 217 pounds, from Marietta, Georgia. Chuck Nevitt. Chuck Nevitt, 9 years in the NBA, 155 games, 1.6 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, 0.7 blocks because he's very tall. Won a title with the Lakers in 1985.
Okay.
Yeah, Chuck Nevitt. You know, his nicknames are Chuck E. Cheese and the Human Victory Cigar. So
You're
they're throwing
nicknamed the
him in
Human
here at
Victory
the end.
Cigar?
Yeah. He also,
Not good.
if you see a photo of this guy, he looks like his name.
Would you like to see a photo of this guy?
Yeah.
Because this is
Yeah, that's a Chuck Nevitt right
that's
there.
a Chuck Nevitt right there. How many times do you think they had to tell him to tuck in the shorts?
Yeah, that's what I'm
a lot
looking
of
at.
thigh.
Hey,
yeah.
Chuck, your testicles showing.
Yeah,
You,
your chucks are out.
Wow, what a pick.
This is why I don't like to wear shorts all that often when we're recording podcasts on YouTube, because that's what I feel like my leg looks like from the side. It's like you're just seeing that much leg for anybody.
Why are they doing this too? Like,
Why did they put him in a box?
yeah.
It's a Chuck in a box. I don't know if that gets him to C tier. I don't know.
Photo?
9 years in the NBA.
Is he the first guy to win a title on our list here? Like, I know he probably
I think he is.
I don't
yeah.
think he did anything.
Yeah,
I'm sure,
he didn't
but-
do much. He played 11 games for the Lakers
Okay.
that season. Not all that many minutes as well.
Okay.
Just played
But he's got one.
59 minutes. Of course, he was backing up decent player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So, Chuck Nevitt, I mean, you're looking at a D. You're probably looking at a D for Chuck Nevitt.
Yeah, be nice to fill out the letters.
It'd be
but
nice to throw him in the C tier.
I don't see it happening.
Wouldn't it?
No.
He's got a title.
It's got a title.
He's D though. I mean, you're shooting 43% from the floor as a 7'5" guy. That's not
That is pretty low.
In this era. Yeah, he's a D.
Okay, he's a D. Sorry, Chuck.
Yep.
Chuck Nevitt. He's a D.
I don't have anything else on Chuck Nevitt.
Yeah, we don't have a lot on Chuck Nevitt. I was talking to my dad today. Shout out to my dad. Happy birthday. He's 7'5".
Happy birthday, Steve. He's a tall guy though.
Yeah, when we rank every dad who's 6'4" and taller, he'll B tier. I would say B tier,
nice.
all things considered. The only thing he had for Chuck Nevitt, he's like, Chuck Nevitt? Didn't he have a mustache? That's the only thing he had. So
Wow.
I guess, notable mustache.
Ted Lasso.
Back in the day. Ted Lasso.
But was he named Human Victory Cigar after his career? Because was Human Victory Cigar a thing back then in the 80s and 90s?
It's a great question.
I mean, Red Auerbach did
yeah.
it, but it wasn't a nickname, it didn't feel like. Like, I feel like this was just added to his...
I don't know. I don't
right.
know. Maybe they came up with it.
I threw Human Victory Cigar into Basketball Reference just to see what would come up, and it came up with 3 nicknames. Chuck Nevitt, who played in 1983, followed by Stojko Vrankovic, and then, of course, Darko Milicic as well, the Human Victory Cigar most
He was
recently.
the first. He was the first, maybe.
Maybe they were doing it like the Lakers when they were winning, or he played for good Pistons teams too. Like, so it's like, well, here comes Chuck.
That's when cigars were in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, because he was the first to get the nickname, I may be willing to bump him up to C. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because it's a great nickname.
C for cigar.
It's not a great name, but I mean, it's a,
I know. It's
a demoralizing nickname.
yeah, but if you're an end of the bench guy, if that's your role in the NBA, why not embrace it?
I guess. I got D. I'm sticking with D.
Well, I bumped him up.
What? Oh.
He's got a title, and his nickname was a great nickname.
Yeah, that's a memorable nickname.
You'll never forget from this day forward.
No, you're right.
Chuck Nevitt, the first Human Victory cigar. But don't worry, we can bump him back down.
And the photo is great.
And the photo was great.
Yeah, if you're just listening to the pod, jump on over to YouTube to check out this photo.
I guess did he have no, would he have had the mustache pre Top Gun? First one. No, yes. Yeah, Top Gun didn't come out till when, JD? Late 80s, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, late 80s. I want to say 89.
Okay, yeah. Chuck had it.
No, hold on. 86, I think it came out.
Ooh, it's going to be close. When did Chuck have that stash? Did he grow it in Houston? Did he have it prior? We're not sure.
Yeah, we don't know.
He
We don't know.
played in Houston twice. If we're looking at the page, I do like the photo though. You do see the lighting equipment, the perimeter of the box. Like you see everything going. We've been in photo shoots before. You see the stuff around the frame.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool. Really cool stuff.
I just want to know the reasoning for it. Like,
Well, you and Matty O got in an empty fridge once.
yeah.
Why did you do that?
For
you guys had
laughs.
Yeah. This is Chuck E. Cheese.
Did he scrape
Making
his
us
knee
laugh.
up there too? I think he scraped his knee up getting in the box. Yeah.
There's an abrasion on his knee,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Was the rest of the team in other boxes? Was it like a Brady Bunch type scaffolding thing where you know what I mean?
Good call. I don't know. I only searched for Chuck Nevitt headshot. For whatever reason, this came up. But there were some other tall dudes on the Rockets.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think he overlapped with your Sampsons and your Elijah ones in his rookie year. Maybe when they came back
Later
he did.
on.
Yeah. Okay.
I do like how it feels like all of these very tall guys play for a team and then come back to that team at the end of their career, because it feels like the team was like kind of cool having a super tall guy around.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah.
All right,
Also confirmed Top Gun May 16th, 1986.
86.
So.
Okay, so we have to find out when Chuck grew the mustache. Did he come into the league with it?
But is it your contention that Top Gun
Yes.
made mustaches?
Tom Selleck,
Because I don't remember that. Tom
Magnum
Selleck
PI.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's early 80s though, isn't
Oh,
it?
okay. Then
Magnum.
so he gets credit for the mustache boom of the mid 80s.
Yeah, I guess. That and porn.
Good point. Good point.
Chuck Nevitt has a different porno name, actually. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I got it. It took me a second.
I still don't have
Fuck Nevitt.
it. Okay. Do they do that?
He's in the C tier for coitus. Coitus is what the C is for.
We did way too long on Chuck Nevitt.
A lot of Chuck Nevitt talk. This one will be quick. It was the 21st overall draft pick in 2004 from Russia, Pavel Podkolzin.
Okay,
Oh.
remember the name.
Podkolzin,
I had high
7'5", 260 pounds. Like I said, he was drafted 21st, but I feel like he was going to come over for maybe the previous year's draft, 2003. And they thought it would be like a lottery pick or something, like a top 10 pick, maybe, something like that. He ended up coming over for the 04-05 season. Played 6 games with the Mavericks, 0.7 points per game in his career, 0.2 blocks, but per 36 tests, that's 5 points per game and 1.3 blocks.
Ooh.
See ya in the F tier.
See you in the F tier, Pavel.
Yeah, I had really high hopes. Really high hopes, I remember.
When he came into the league.
Yeah.
Wow. Do we have that on tape? Can we go back and find the podcast where you're like, I'm all in on this guy.
Yeah, sure.
Bought his rookie
This is the guy
cards,
here.
got his
This is the guy.
jersey. This guy's the future.
7'5", thought he had it. The Mavs loved their Euros, I guess. And it didn't work out because he was drafted by the Jazz but played with the Mavs.
Yeah.
Played.
In
air quotes, yeah. Didn't happen for Pavel, but I guess I like the name. I like alliteration. Pavel Podkolzin, maybe that's what got me. Didn't happen. Yeah, and I thought he was going to be a lottery pick too. I guess that's what also swayed me.
Great mystery man. Yeah.
Great mystery man.
Great mystery man.
It's always fun.
Sometimes-
It's always fun. I was a fan of the team that drafted Andrea Bargnani. Love
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Love it.
sometimes you get a Bargnani, sometimes you get a Giannis,
Yeah.
sometimes you get a Pavel Podkolzin. You never know. That's why they're a mystery man.
Yeah.
But he's in the F tier. He's a guaranteed F tier. This one is going to be an interesting one because I think that probably this player's reputation is not maybe as good as their resume, all things considered. 7'4", 228 pounds, the number 1 overall draft pick in 1983, Ralph Sampson.
84. No.
No, 1984.
I'm sorry, the other-
was
that was the good
Elijah
draft.
one.
Yeah.
Yes. Ralph Sampson, though, a Hall of Famer, 4-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year. His rookie season, 83-84, All-NBA. That next year, 84-85, made All-Rookie, obviously, won an All-Star MVP.
Damn.
456 games in his career, 15 points per game, 1.6 blocks, shot 48% from the field. He's probably in the Hall of Fame mostly because he's one of the great college players of all time. But honestly, like when you look at 4-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, that's pretty solid as well. I was going in thinking maybe Ralph Sampson's more like a B tier, but when you look at it, I could hear a case for an A tier for Ralph Sampson.
Yeah, I was thinking 84 because he came out hot that first year, 83, 84. And obviously injuries destroyed his career.
Yep.
He was out of the gate. Many people talk about him being one of the Giants that were so good in the 80s because of 20 and 10 right out of the gate, 2 straight seasons, and then it declined because of injuries. 4 straight All-Star appearances, as he said. And that's why he was put in the Hall, because people understood that if he didn't have the injuries, then he would have been an all-time player.
I bet you could put him in today's game. I could see him flourishing because he's very, very athletic for being 7'4". A feels right, like you guys are saying. Like, what a start to his career. But then injuries, catches the injury bug, and then it's sort of over. Ooh, yeah, so... Yeah, I go A. It feels right. He can't be S tier.
Can't be S tier.
Because just, even though, which is crazy, because like we said, like Yao played basically the same amount of games, which is really weird when you think about it. But I'll go A.
Yeah, I think that's right. He's got to be behind Yao because Yao, even if he only played 9 seasons, he was good through like 8 of them, whereas Ralph Sampson here was good through his first 5 seasons. His last 4, not much was happening as he was battling injury, so I'm pretty happy with an A tier for Ralph Sampson.
Pretty crazy to think, though. So he plays the 1 year, then they draft Akeem Olajuwon, and you have like these 2 guys that are like, okay, Akeem not as tall as Ralph Sampson, but these guys are averaging 20 and 10s and just like the Twin Towers there. It's like, wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Fun team to watch when they were healthy. So I love an A.
Yeah, and they got to the finals together. And he gets bumped up. He's an easy A, I think, for me because of the athleticism too. Like every single guy that we talked about here so far, I think he's probably the guy who's got like the I mean, athleticism.
Yeah,
it's
definitely, yeah.
It just hops, getting really coordinated. Yeah, just getting after it. That's why he was drafted number 1.
I think that's right. Little known fact too, in looking at that team, that 84-85 Rockets, Mitchell Wiggins was on that team.
Nice.
Father of Andrew Wiggins and Nick Wiggins. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, from one RS to another, Rick Smits is our next candidate. 7'4", 250 pounds, second overall pick in the 1988 NBA draft. Only a one-time All-Star. He made All-Rookie his rookie season. 867 games for Rick Smits. I think that's the longest career so far, isn't it? 12 years at least.
Yeah. Mark Eaton, pretty close.
Mark Eaton, pretty close.
Yeah, in terms of games played.
But yeah, 15 points per game for Rick Smits. 6 rebounds. He averaged 1.3 blocks, 50% from the field. Averaged double digits per game for his entire career. That's pretty impressive.
This guy was mad consistent.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually surprised only one All-Star team. I know there was a lot of really good centers back then, and that's probably why. But, like 18 and a half per game, 7 boards in the 95-96 season. Rick Smits was really good.
He was.
Rick Smits was good, okay?
Yeah, really good on certain nights, but, like, just he was good.
Yes.
He almost reminds me, like, not games how they play at all. So, like, take that off the table. But, like, just like, hey, that's a good center, but maybe not a great center. He's like Jonas Valanciunas to me.
Yeah.
In the sense, like, you're just like, plug him in. You know what you're getting. He's not going to probably go for, big 30 and 20 type games, but he'd give you 15 and 10. You know what you're getting with Rick Smits. You know what you're getting with Valanciunas. So, this is a tough one for me, too. It's like, I think at the lowest, he has to be a B.
Definitely, he's starting in the B.
Yeah.
Starting in the Bs.
Could he get talked up to an A? Is he on the Eaton and Sampson level?
I kind of feel like depends what you look at. Longevity, he's got it in spades. The fact that he played every single night, double-digit scoring. An all-star. And I thought he would be an all-star more than once as well, thinking about those great Pacers teams. It was obviously Reggie number 1, but I feel like he was sort of the rock at the number 2-ish position for several of those years, getting to the NBA Finals.
Greatest player ever from the Netherlands. Hilarious hair, great nickname.
Not Francisco Elson. I mean, there hasn't been many Dutchmen.
No.
Dan Gedzuric.
That's good call. Sven Neuter.
Okay, Ricky.
These are all positives though for Rick to maybe be bumped up.
Definitely, these are all positives.
And I think you let's not gloss over it. Like, he's playing in an era where there are like 6-7 Hall of Fame centers. In that era, like, that's got to count for something. He's going against these guys every night, holding his own at the very least. Also, I was a little surprised to see his game high. It's like Rick Smits did have a few 40 burgers in him. So good for him.
Rick Smits had a 40 burger.
He scored 44 once. Rick Smits.
That's pretty weird to me.
Yeah.
But he also had a shaved head once. That was pretty strange as well.
Yeah, I liked him with the wispy hair.
Yeah, the wispy hair with the wispy mustache as well.
I mean, it was a mullet.
That was a straight up mullet.
Let's call it what it was. Sure. It was an 80s, 90s mullet.
What's the stream team saying here? Are we going to the A? Are we going to the A for Rick Smits? That's the thing. To me, he's like, I don't know, maybe the 6th or 7th best center when he played.
Yeah, but like, again,
there was just so many good centers. Yeah, exactly.
An all-star, does it?
Do you got him ahead of Manute Bol, Shawn Bradley, and George Mirasan? Skills-wise,
yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
But he wasn't in Space Jam.
No, but come on.
Nor was he in My Giant. And he never took a picture with Muggsy Bogues.
Well, yeah, those are all knocks. Sure.
I feel like all-stars go in that A category.
Bump him up. He won an award.
I'm A.
All right.
He played a long career, really consistently, we said, when you consider who he was going up against.
He was the second best player on the Pacers teams, right?
Yeah.
For several of the second most skilled players. You had the Davises, Jalen and Chris Mullin, came and chipped in, but he was the second guy on a finals team,
Yeah.
So that automatically puts him in the A category when ranking 7'4" players and taller.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like A. A tier for Ricky.
A tier A tier for Ricky, and I think our last 7'4" candidate is going to be a quick discussion as well. 7'5", 275 pounds from Serbia, the 39th overall pick in the 03 draft. Slavko Vranic.
Who?
Slavko Vranic.
What?
One NBA game ever for the Portland Trailblazers.
Did he do anything?
He fouled. He missed the shot and he fouled for a career PER of minus 20.4.
Damn.
So I'm gonna open the bidding with B tier here.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I think we got an F guy.
yeah, I've never.
A cup of coffee.
I got to be honest, never heard of him.
No.
Did you know who he was?
No. I did not know. I saw his age there at 39. I thought maybe I would know him. But nope.
Played in 04. 2000.
Yeah.
Played January 8th, 2004 was his NBA debut
January
and also
8th.
the end of his NBA career.
January, tough time to make your debut.
Yeah.
January
Dog days.
January 8th, 2004. I was playing bocce. Snow bocce. That's why I missed his debut.
He was busy with snow bocce. Yeah, that's obvious.
Great game.
Yeah, I mean,
Also known as curling in Canada.
I was playing
snow bocce.
I thought so. That was
No
the last
one's
one.
ever said that. No one has ever said that
Nope,
out loud.
I've never played
I
it,
was
and I've
playing
never
snow
played it.
bocce.
I thought there wasn't a Raptor who was 7'4" or taller. Who was? I guess I was thinking. Who was I thinking? There was a guy.
What were you thinking? Priest in the G League? Not Priest. Sim.
Sim?
Yep.
No, but there was another one. I thought not
Not tall enough.
not tall enough.
Okay, here's
not Zendon Hamilton. Not him.
So, of these guys that are listed on Basketball Reference, 7'4" or taller, how many do you believe are 7'4" or taller? Now, I actually think the answer is all of them, because I think when you get to that height, you're like. You don't need to be like, no, man, I'm only 7'2". Like, why would you? Yeah, you're at that point you're going to be more into being taller than maybe you even are. I would think.
Yeah, that's a great point because
Interesting take.
I was thinking maybe George Mirasan would have lied about his height
Why?
because he sees Shawn Bradley at 7'6". He's like,
Oh,
I'm taller.
7'7".
I'm taller. Yeah.
7'7", but why? But it wouldn't even make him the tallest player in NBA history at that point because Manute Bol was already there. So he should have lied and said 7'8".
Right. So is Manute officially listed as the the tallest ever? When we get
well, he's a 7'7", right?
Yeah.
He's a 7'7", and who else did I say was 7'7"? Mirasan 7'7".
Yeah.
That's it so far.
That's it, eh?
Yeah, I don't know who's the tallest.
But I wonder,
too.
when you get into the centimeters.
You got to go centimeters instead of inches.
I think
at
it's
this
a
point,
little
you
more
think?
specific. Yeah. One guy can,
I mean, yeah, were any of these guys like Kevin Durant that didn't want to be?
Well, yeah.
wanna be.
Garnett. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my point is when you get to this height, I think if anything, you're going the opposite direction. Well, I'm already one of the tall. Like now, I'm 7'5". Well, I'll just say I'm 7'6". Like who's gonna care?
Maybe so. We got to go back to the combine measurements to see for sure. But all right, let's take a look at our 7'4" ranking tier.
Ooh,
Shout out
this.
to Tier Maker. You didn't lose a lot of time ranking things on this here website. The S tier, only one player, which I think is exactly the way it should be done. Yao Ming coming in as our only S tier player, a Hall of Famer for his NBA exploits, multiple-time All-Star, legend of the game, no doubt about it. In the A tier, we've got Mark Eaton, Ralph Sampson, and Rick Smits, a controversial inclusion, I will say, into the A tier.
Yeah.
In the B tier, our favorite, I would say, and NBA fans' general favorite super tall guys, Manute Bol, Shawn Bradley, George Mirasan. If you were a fan in the 90s, you were all about those guys. In the C tier, Chuck Nevitt. Chuck Nevitt's in the C tier.
This isn't bad right now.
Yeah, he looks perfect there, actually. Yeah, like he won a title. He was a big, tall guy. They would only put him in when they were winning. That's
C
a
for
perfect
cigar.
C tier.
Yep.
C for cigar. In the D tier, we've got Taco Fall and Priest Lauderdale, who played at least in more than one NBA season. And down in the F tier, Sim Bular, Pavel Podkolzin, and Slavko Vranic. Just random super tall guys.
Right. Cup of coffee. That they're not going to be really probably playing in the future. I guess Simbular in theory could, but
could come back.
yeah,
maybe.
probably unlikely.
At least bouncing. You could see him at a summer league.
Yeah.
Or in the G League, like you're saying.
So of those tiers, which one? It feels like the A tier. You're not maybe. loving. Maybe A and B's.
A and B to me seem like they would have a lot of a Venn diagram. I feel like we got a lot of A minus B pluses where they could kind of go back and forth before. Like, I don't know. Who would I bump? I would maybe bump up Manute Bol into A tier, and I would maybe drop Rick Smits to B tier. Those are the ones that like are potential switches to me, but I'm happy with the way this looks.
I like it because I like Bol, Bradley, and George Mirasan in the same. I feel like they really are in the era,
definitely
in their popularity, both what they did on the court, somewhat comparable. I think the guys above them, Eaton, Sampson, Rick Smits, I think they were all better basketball players at their peak and pre-injury in some cases than those other guys. So I like it. I'm a fan of this tier right now.
Yeah, I'm liking this tier.
What's the stream team think?
Stream team, go ahead and make your own list. I shared the link in our chat here. We'll also be putting it up on Twitter and wherever else to find it. You can make your own 7'4" ranking lists. Most people are asking about Arvydas Sabonis, but he was 7'3", so haven't even heard of him with regards to this conversation, unfortunately. But let us know what we got wrong. Let us know what we got right. Who's too high? Who's too low? Make your own tiers thanks to Tier Maker. Like I said, that's in the chat right now. We'll put it up on Twitter. Feel free to leave us a comment or tweet at us at NoDunksInc or send us an email at nodunks@theathletic.com. Let us know if you like this sort of a podcast. Maybe some ideas for what we could rank next.
We just did an hour
on tall guys.
On talking about tall guys.
An hour on talking about tall guys. It's summertime, baby.
It flew by.
That's exactly right.
I thought we were halfway down the list when we got
I was like, what?
That guy I've never heard of.
Wow. Oh, Larry the Bird wants a shorties list.
Shorties list, yeah, it definitely makes sense. I don't know what the cutoff will be, but I don't know, like 13 to 15 names feels like the right sort of length for this. So
under 20 guys.
Under 20 guys is exactly right. Because it's nice, you get some that you're going to chat about for a while and some that are just really quick cups of coffee. So send us some emails, let us know who else we could possibly rank and why, and maybe even a name for this. Like, this could probably have a name. I heard you got to get a name, and then JD will make you these sick intros.
Oh, a name for this just idea.
Yeah. Ranking things.
The Buckets boys do this, right? Zach and Shawn.
Yep,
I know they do some S tier stuff, but so we can't
can't call it S tier.
No. We got something else. But
yeah, we need to
give us an idea.
Name. Yeah, send us some names.
What about Sigma tier, JD? I learned. I guess S is the top of the rankings, but I just learned about the word Sigma with the Greek letter Sigma. Like there's an alpha male.
Yeah.
But there's also Sigma, which
there's betas, there's gammas, but my kids now have. I don't know if this is a thing or if it's just among my kids or their friends. Sigma. It's like
that's sick.
No.
Oh,
it's a lone wolf. Because I'm like, that's
it's
so far away from all the rest of them. He's like,
Sigma.
exactly, Dad. Exactly. It's a lone wolf.
Yeah, Sigma's way down in the alphabet.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? You know?
Yeah.
I thought the S in the S tier stood for snowbocce.
It's a great game. It's a pretty easy game because the bocce ball doesn't roll a lot.
It just drops in the snow.
People are saying they want us to rank the best snowbocce players of all time. I got Tass in the S tier.
I only know Tass.
He's the only one I've heard of.
I played with a man named Michel. He was great. He knew his way around a snowbocce court.
Subscribe to The Athletic for $1 a month right now at theathletic.com/nodunks. You'll get all the best sports writing in the world. That's where you can learn a ton about snowbocce players. You can also listen to any and every Athletic podcast ad-free on the app, including the Donkey Boys here. We're back tomorrow at 11:30 a.m.
Yeah, we're bumping
11:30 a.m.
back
Eastern.
A little rain delay.
Low rain delay.
JD's got some things to do at 10 Eastern. Sorry, JD, I'm not putting it on you. You're a busy man. But 11:30 Eastern. Talking ball. Baseball.
Is Kenny Beecham on?
You better believe it.
Oh, baby, that's tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Still got a couple of days to watch Rise on Disney Plus before Friday's episode of Film Session. I think that one is scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
We're all over the place here in the summer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Is Kenny Beecham on that one?
No, but somebody else
Bet
might
he's
be.
not.
Different special guest.
Somebody else that would possibly make the S tier of the shorties list.
And that's what we call a teaser. Until next time, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, I found a tally in Raptors history.
Okay.
Didn't quite make 7-4. 7-3. Also, a European fella. Long name. High draft pick.
Rasho Nesterovic.
You were a little too Rasho with that guess. No, he wasn't. Rasho wasn't that big, but it was a good guess. Good guess. He was a number 12 pick in the '99 draft, but just didn't cut it.
99?
Who was it?
Alexander Radojevic.
Oh, nice one.
Dojovic. Brace the day, people.